What are you doing? There's a lot of questionable content on YouTube, stuff that the world would probably be better off without. Except for this channel, and you and your big brain choosing to watch it. However, if there's anything that most people know, it's that YouTube has seemingly arbitrary rules that they don't enforce equally. Oh my god, Kevin, who wrote today's script, fucking preach. Dude, sometimes I'll just be like, uploading a video and it'd be like, the nicest things that's ever happened in Niceville to anybody. And it'd be like, age restricted, bitch! You can't say that! And then another time you'll be like, the horrors of the Holocaust, that time someone's legs were swapped onto someone's head with a chainsaw.
Well, if it isn't my old friend, Mr. McGregor, with a leg for an arm and an arm for a leg.
And it's like, hey, suitable for all audiences and advertisers. And you're like, what the fuck, YouTube? What is going on? That's not a platform-specific problem either. The more famous a person is, and the more money they make for the people at the top, the less likely they ever are to have to face repercussions for their actions on YouTube, Twitch, or in the American legal system. I don't know, like, I make a fair bit of coin for YouTube, and it gets demonetized still. And you'll be like, yo, person at YouTube going, like, hey, what's up with this? And they're like, oh, man, I don't know, it's just how it is. And I'm like, that's useless! Fuck. There are some exceptions to this, and some things will get a channel banned no matter how many views and subscribers it has. This is usually related to child abuse and exploitation, and those are some of the most famous examples of accounts getting banned. Well, good news for me, so far, zero child exploitation.
So far.
That anybody knows about.
Okay, I'm not suspicious of you at all.
Just YouTube, overlords, business daddy, if you're listening, that was a joke. It was a joke. I'm not exploiting children. You've probably heard of some of these channels like Daddy5 and Toy Freaks. I've heard of Daddy5, I've not heard of Toy Freaks. And if not, you can look into them later. Fortunately for Simon and my continued employment, there have been enough high-profile bans on YouTube throughout the years that we should be able to keep things a lot lighter than that for the most part. I wanted to focus entirely on channels that were permanently banned from YouTube, but I'm going to start off with an honorable mention that I couldn't possibly leave out of this episode. If this mentions me, I don't think I've ever got any channels banned. I've had like my fair few of like, I got a community strike, had copyright strikes, all of this stuff that you get. But I've never been banned or suspended.
Yet.
Yes, 10 years, baby! Although I do make the most like friendly content. It's like it's just kind of nice. Except for the swapping the legs onto the heads with the chainsaw, which I made up.
Beg to differ.
Just before we continue today, I want to shout out today's fantastic sponsor, longtime friends of the show, Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one platform for entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online. Look, whether you're just starting out, whether you're managing a growing brand, look, whatever you're doing online, if you need a website, Squarespace is where you have to go. Making a beautiful website extremely easy. I am a man with basically zero talents. I couldn't make a website if my life depended on it, and even if I did somehow manage to make a website, which I couldn't even do, it would look shockingly bad. Like, my graphic design skills basically don't exist. But I managed to make a good looking website with Squarespace. You just go in there, you choose a template, you use their drag and drop fluid engine editor to make it all nice and shiny and perfect for you, and boom! Good looking website, no time at all. I built my website in less than an afternoon. It's that easy. And now the Squarespace blueprint, you start with a completely personalized website with professionally curated layout and styling options. Perfect. It's also optimized for SEO, so your website's easier to discover, which is nice. Plus, if you want to sell something online, they got loads of options for that and flexible payment options for your customers, so you can accept credit cards, PayPal, Apple Pay, and even buy now, pay later options with Afterpay and GearPay available in some countries. No more headaches. Plus, the Squarespace courses, talked about those before. You want to host a course online? Just do it with Squarespace. So, head to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/blaze and you'll get 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. That's squarespace.com/blaze for 10% off. Don't miss out. Thanks to Squarespace for sponsoring. And now back to today's video. The government of Pakistan, obviously. It's hard to imagine the official YouTube channel for a world government getting banned from YouTube, at least under normal circumstances. Is it though? If the internet had existed during World War II, then I'm sure Germany's YouTube channel would have been banned, but otherwise it's not something you'd typically expect. But on February the 2nd, 2018, the government of Pakistan's official channel was suspended for, of all things, a copyright violation.
I don't think any of us expected him to say that.
If you're watching this video, you're probably at least somewhat familiar with YouTube's copyright system, at least insofar as the fact that creators love complaining about how broken and abusable the whole thing is. Yes, I mean, in a way, it's not really YouTube's fault, though. YouTube has to play into the whole broken general legal system of copyright, which is a fucking mess. And they just have to make a system that works as best it can. And does that mean it's ripe for abuse? Fuck yeah, it does. I said that like it's a good thing. It's not a good thing. It's horrible. It's really annoying. And while that is true, this wasn't actually a case of somebody trying to manipulate the system. Pakistani vlogger Irfan JoJo submitted a YouTube copyright claim against the government for using clips from his video family-friendly activities in Pakistan without his permission. JoJo stated that he was used to having his clips stolen, but that it was especially hurtful seeing his own government steal his work. This wasn't the first copyright claim against the government's channel, but it was the one that finally resulted in the channel being taken down. JoJo took to Twitter to thank YouTube for their actions, though the action was short-lived. The next day, the account was unbanned, with JoJo tweeting at the government requesting that they not use people's videos without permission. A couple of hours later, his phone rang. It was the government. Now, yeah, hello? Yeah, how'd you get this number? We're the fucking government, JoJo. How do you think we got it, bitch? You want to go into a cell forever, JoJo? Now, if I publicly called out and inconvenienced the US government and then received a phone call from them, I'd be locking all my doors and praying for my life. Actually, I wouldn't, because who the hell answers a phone call from an unknown number in 2024? If President Biden wants a word with me, he can just text me like a normal fucking person. Regardless, it seems that JoJo's chat with the government went well. He posted that they were really cool about everything and even offered to collaborate with him in the future. Of course, although the Pakistani government's official YouTube account was unbanned, it has since been shut down. YouTube had been banned in the country from 2012 through 2016 on account of rampant blasphemy, and there have been various temporary and permanent bans of social media platforms in the years that followed. Honestly, there are so many that I can't keep track of what currently is or is not allowed there. There was even a proposal a couple of months ago to impose a complete ban on all social media. Holy shit. While I obviously oppose such a resolution from a human rights perspective, if the law passes, it would at least make things easier to keep track of. However, this story just goes to show that no channel is too big or too important to be protected from YouTube's copyright claim system. Who knows, maybe someone could even get the official White House channel banned due to copyright claims. I imagine that there's like, they got like someone up at YouTube, they just make a phone call and they're like, yo, YouTube, listen, we're the fucking White House, bitch. You want to be in a cell? You want to go to Gitmo? Fuck, I can't remember the new CEO of YouTube's name. The person who replaced Susan Wojcicki. Fuck! Obviously, I wouldn't remember that anybody ever tried doing that, but it would be hilarious if somebody tried it and it worked. But seriously, don't do that. Don't do that. Just don't do that. Super JoJo, nursery rhymes and kids songs. Since I don't have any children of my own yet, speak for yourself, Kevster, I've got two.
It's a weird flex, but sure.
It's been a long time since I've watched anything designed specifically for kids. Dude, my kids finally got into a show that I like. It's called Lego City, and it actually has like a plot. Before, we're just watching like Charlie's Colorform City, which makes me want to gouge out my eyes, remove my ears, and insert all of those extra items that I no longer need after being exposed to those shows up my bottom.
That's weirdly specific.
Or maybe just eat them so they can be digested and they'll be of no further use to me ever because of Charlie's Colorform City. Yeah! It's fucking awful. I'm sorry, Charlie. You're a douchebag. All I know about the modern landscape of children's entertainment, as stated by people who do have kids, is that Bluey slaps and Coco Melon. Bruh. It's so true. I was in the car the other day with a mate of mine and his kid and my kid. And we're driving along and he's like, what, should we listen to some like Coco Melon songs? And I'm like, you fucking brain dead, bro? Coco Melon? Are you brain dead?
Is it crack? Is that what you smoke? This is my crack.
And my kids are even like, Simon,
You call your own mother by her first name?
Dad doesn't like Cocomelon. And I'm like, no, because Cocomelon's fucking stupid. And it's just like, it's garbage. It's garbage, and Bluey's not. Bluey fucking rules. Storybots is also legit, as is Lego City. Parenting with Simon, you're welcome.
I literally just said that.
But whatever you do, apparently don't fuck with Cocomelon. That's the lesson Baby Bus, Fujian Network Technology, learns on September the 8th, 2021, when their channel Super JoJo became the largest channel to ever receive a permanent ban from YouTube. Holy shit. Eventually. Anyway, Super JoJo had amassed 23.9 million subscribers.
Jealous?
That makes it absolutely fucking massive. That is a huge channel, and nearly 10 billion views. Wait, they have 23.9 million subscribers, but only 10 billion views? That's not that great. Like, I'm just trying to work out, like, my overall subscriber numbers to number of views, and it's actually, like, the ratio does check out. My bad.
Moving on.
But Moonbug Entertainment noticed a little copyright issue. Super JoJo was a lot like Cocomelon. In fact, it was exactly like Cocomelon. Even JoJo and Coco are both spelled with the second consonant capitalized, which is definitely not fucking obnoxious for me to have to type over and over again. Yeah, I mean, but they're different names. That's like saying, like, Simon and Paimon are the same, but it's just a P replaced with an S. No, it's different. The similarities were more than just this annoying spelling choice, of course. The content was literally identical, with Super JoJo copying Cocomelon's videos frame by frame. They used different character models, but the characters in Super JoJo were still blatant clones of the originals. After 2 months, YouTube lifted the suspension, though I have no idea why. Regardless, it wasn't going to last. Moonbug sued Baby Bus, citing 42 instances of copyright infringement. Baby Bus didn't deny the shows were similar, instead arguing that all of the similarities were inherent to that sort of children's programming, rather than being unique creations of Cocomelon. Essentially, they were saying that it was generic, vapid entertainment, and all kids' nursery rhyme shows were effectively the same. I mean, copying it frame for frame, I get if it's like the plot and the song, because they're all like generic nursery rhyme songs, but like frame for frame, it's like, go on, boys. Let's go on. At least like change it up a little bit. There's probably some amount of truth to that, though the argument starts to ring hollow if you watch the side-by-side analysis of the videos. It'd be one thing to say that they were pumping out generic tripe for viewers, but the videos are seriously identical. A jury largely agreed, finding in Moonbug's favor on 39 out of the 42 counts. Super JoJo's parent company was ordered to pay $23.5 million in damages, coincidentally about $1 for each of their ill-gotten subscribers. God damn. I mean, 10 billion views is, that's enough to, that's enough money. They can afford it. Immediately following the lawsuit, the Super JoJo channel deleted all of its videos and even the profile picture for their channel. I can't find the exact date as to when it happened, but even without any videos listed, Super JoJo did finally receive a permanent ban from YouTube. I mean, yeah, look, if you're gonna copy shit, at least make an effort to make it legally distinct. Come on, Super JoJo, you amateurs! I'm JayStation. Wait, we talked about JayStation before. Didn't we talk about JayStation? I feel like I made a thumbnail with JayStation's stupid crying face, allegedly in my opinion, really recently. It would have been remiss of me not to cover the largest channel ever banned, but I'm well aware that you all didn't come here to learn about governments or giant corporate entities getting banned for copyright violations. No, but Kevin, you did make it surprisingly interesting for something that is inherently dull.
It's so desperately dull and tedious and stuffy and boring and desperately dull.
You all want to learn about individual arseholes that got banned for their own stupidity. Allow me to indulge all of your desires, then with the downfall of possibly the most hated YouTuber of all time. I know that's a bold claim to make, since people like Jake Paul and Anissian. Oh wait, I've heard of him. Anissian exist, but people seemed to really hate JayStation. And with good reason. Jay got his start in YouTube in 2015, and he quickly gained a following doing these weird 24-hour challenges. Every challenge was to spend 24 hours in a specific location, usually places that were allegedly haunted. This is so cringe all around. JayStation is just super cringe. I feel like we just covered this on a recent video, though. JayStation was like, didn't he fake his girlfriend's death in a car crash? And then he's like, hey, she's not dead. We just did it for subbies, baby. Yeah, people are like, Jay, fuck off, man. That's not cool. And YouTube were also like, Jay, fuck off, man. You're banned. Forever. Get a fucking cell, Jay. This might include an abandoned house or a school, but after getting caught trying to spend 24 hours in a mall, he instead wound up spending time in the back of a police cruiser. His initial channel, titled just JayStation, was demonetized on YouTube, and he faced $25,000 in fines from Ottawa for multiple counts of trespassing. So, as a reminder, don't try to build a YouTube career on broadcasting your crimes to the world. You think it would be obvious, wouldn't you? But people like Jay exist. Having lost his source of income, Jay had no choice but to create a new channel. I'm JayStation. I believe... Oh, wait, he was just demonetized, not banned. I believe that if YouTube ban you, and then you try to create a new channel to get past that ban, YouTube do not take kindly to that shit. He couldn't do the same content he had before, so instead his entire channel was 3 a.m. challenges. I forget if I talked about 3 a.m. challenges in a previous script on YouTube Trends before, but the idea is that you do something at 3 a.m. and it becomes scary. I can imagine nothing more miserable than running the 3 a.m. channel because it means that you have to get up at 3 a.m. And fuck that. The entire concept is incredibly stupid, and the content was marketed toward children who don't know any better. Every video had a stupid clickbait title, usually saying that the challenge somehow went wrong. There was stuff like, cutting open haunted elf on the shelf doll at 3 a.m. What's inside elf on the shelf?
This is so unsanitary.
Just remember, Simon, these are targeted towards children, and children are dumb. Just remember, this isn't targeted towards you, so you don't have to think about how stupid it is. Just chill. Do not go to Burger King at 3 a.m. challenge. Burger King chased us. And summoning Sonic.exe at 3 a.m. challenge. Oh my god, it worked gone wrong. Well, oh my god, if it worked, how did it go wrong, Jay? You fucking bell, in my opinion. Ding dong, Jay! So I'm going to refer to it. Fucking ding dong bell. I know you have no idea what Sonic.exe, Simon, but it's a lame as creepypasta. I know what Sonic.exe is. I know creepypastas.
I'm with it. I'm hip.
Like I said, Jay was making content for children, and yet he also managed to court controversy non-stop. There were legal issues for all the trespassing in Ottawa, but there were some legal issues in the US as well. Jay wound up getting arrested and banned from Disney World, while giving the cops the whole "do you have any idea who I am" speech. Oh no, that is the cringiest thing that you could do. Even fucking King Charles shouldn't pull that shit. Like Tom Cruise, the most famous people in the world. Don't assume people know who you are. It makes you look like a cock. And no, they didn't know who he was. Jay may have had millions of subscribers, but their average age and number of brain cells was both in the single digits. However, things got really bad for Jay when he tried exploiting celebrity deaths for views. Jay released a video titled XXX Tentacion Ouija Board Challenge at 3 a.m. gone wrong, just days after XXX Tentacion's death. He did the same thing with other celebrities, exploiting their deaths and disrespecting their fans by pretending he was talking to them on his Ouija board. It was gross. It was tasteless, and anyone who didn't already hate Jay before now did. But my continued presence as a writer on Simon's channel shows that being a gross, tasteless sociopath isn't reason enough to be banned from YouTube. To that end, Jay uploaded a tearful video announcing that his girlfriend and fellow YouTuber Alexia Morano had been killed in a drunk driving accident. Later that night, he uploaded a video of himself driving to and putting flowers at the roadside memorial to Alexia, where the crash had occurred. And once that was out of the way, it was time to use his Ouija board to contact his dead girlfriend at 3 a.m. I know it's not real, but it's just so cringe. It makes me uncomfortable. I genuinely feel uncomfortable and unpleasant right now. Jay. And remember, guys, 1 like equals 1 prayer for Alexia. Please. No. He didn't say that, did he? That's got to be a joke, Kevster. Please. Yes, he really said that in the video. Dude, likes don't even mean anything. They're like a tiny engagement factor that YouTube doesn't really even consider anymore. Jesus Christ. Also stating that her biggest goal had been to get their secondary channel to 1 million subscribers. The 23-minute video also contained 4 mid-roll ads. I'm not going to make fun of that because, like, shit. I'll have a video about people putting legs on their heads with a chainsaw and be like, yeah, bitch! 17 mid-rolls, baby! As sickening as all of that is, Alexia obviously wasn't dead.
Yet.
At least, it would have been obvious to everyone in his audience if they weren't a bunch of brain-dead children, because Jay is possibly the worst actor that I have ever seen, and I've seen Hayden Christensen as Anakin Skywalker.
Well, that's just lazy writing.
People immediately assumed it was bullshit and began investigating, and lo and behold, Alexia was fine. She published a video a couple of days after the initial announcement saying that it was all publicity for the second channel and that she had never wanted to go along with it.
If you were a loved one was diagnosed with mesothelioma, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Mesothelioma is a rare cancer linked to asbestos exposure. Call now.
Alexia also broke up with Jay, and he found himself arrested yet again, this time for domestic violence against her. Wow, Jay, just when you couldn't seem to be more of a piece of shit. You're just doing the piece of shit bingo, aren't you, Jay? Allegedly, in my opinion, ding dong. Oh yes, and this was also enough to get his YouTube channel demonetized. Eventually, the couple made up, albeit briefly, and began uploading on the second channel together. They then split up, and after a brief hiatus, Jay renamed the secondary channel to 666, where he made more dumb, spooky content for children. But this would finally come to an end on March the 12th, 2021, when 666 and the demonetized JayStation I'm JayStation channel
Learn English! Learn English!
I'm JayStation channel were both banned due to violating YouTube's terms of service. Of course, they didn't make that decision on their own. YouTuber Pure Jade called out YouTube on Twitter, citing their hypocrisy and double standards for allowing Jay to continue to upload on new channels after being repeatedly demonetized, essentially freeing him from any repercussions for his actions. This led to a large public outcry and resulted in Jay finally being banned from the platform. I've never actually heard of Pure Jade before, but I'm sure they're happy that YouTube has been more consistent with their rules of enforcement since Pure Jade's channel now has also been banned. Fair is fair, after all. Oh no, what did Pure Jade do? Don't know why I feel sorry for it. It could have been something fucking horrible. But this couldn't stop there. Jay talked about how he had gotten into real estate and was making far more money than he ever did on YouTube, and that he was much happier. I personally find those statements a bit difficult to believe since he continued to be desperate to get back onto the platform. He was so desperate that he appeared on an episode of Dr. Phil to beg for his channel back, and it was a hilarious train wreck. Not because Jay did anything particularly outrageous, of course. It was just clear that Dr. Phil had no idea who the fuck this person was, what he had done, or how YouTube's policies worked. What, no one briefed Dr. Phil? I'd feel a bit naked if I was Dr. Phil and just going out there and be like, yeah, gotta talk to this dude. He does YouTube, and he does what? He does a you what? I mean, it's well known that Dr. Phil knows how YouTube's copyright policies work, but beyond that, he was clearly clueless about the entire situation. Wait, what's the reference there? Why does Dr. Phil know about YouTube copyright?
How the hell would I know?
The whole thing was really bizarre, but it obviously didn't help because it's not like Dr. Phil has massive pull at YouTube. The bannings didn't end there though. Not only was Jay already banned from Disney World and YouTube, he also got banned from Instagram for saying that COVID was fake and encouraging people not to wear masks. Jay, are you just going on a cancelled speedrun? Like, what the fuck, man? His Twitter account disappeared after, well, let me just share with you his last 3 tweets before his account was deleted. I align completely with Putin's traditional views and support Russia fully. Putin is the greatest world leader. Putin is the greatest leader in the world. Another one. The COVID shot has killed more innocent people than Putin has. I haven't heard a goddamn word from number 1. Another one. When Putin nukes America, you soft-ass snowflakes deserve it. Followed by a rainbow and a pride flag emoji. What is going on, Jay? I don't understand. It's gone from like you're trying to get cancelled to you have lost your fucking mind. These tweets were made on February the 27th, 2002, just 3 days after Russia invaded Ukraine. Well done, Jay. Well done. I'm glad you're cancelled, Jay, to be honest. You sound like a right douchebag. Ding dong, in my opinion. Soph, aka Lieutenant Corbis, or LT Corbis, I don't know how to pronounce that. For many YouTube creators, there is no bigger accomplishment than earning their gold play button. I don't know, for me, the biggest accomplishment is earning those dollar bills, baby! I got so many YouTube gold play buttons, I just don't give a shit anymore. Though for I've got another one coming real soon. Though for Simon, that's just another Tuesday. Bang on. Granted, there is also the diamond play button for hitting 10 million subs, but for most people, that's just a pipe dream, and the gold play button is their real goal.
One day.
Isn't a gold play button a pipe dream for most people? Like, 1 million subs is like, that's some big deal shit. Like, and I don't want to say like, oh, you know, it's easier once you've done one.
That's what she said.
That and maximizing ad revenue. Hell yeah.
Well, he's dead.
Given that, I can only imagine Soph's disappointment when her YouTube account was banned after hitting 992,871 subscribers. When she started her channel as Lieutenant Corbis, Sophia was just an 11-year-old girl. She uploaded videos of herself playing Counter-Strike and Call of Duty, narrating over the action. Though she only had amassed about 300 viewers, her videos caught the eye of YouTuber Pyrocynical, who mentioned her in a video. The videos contained a lot of commentary and satire of the YouTube ecosystem itself, particularly in the gaming sphere, and Pyrocynical shouted them out as being really smart and funny. But were they? I mean, if you think hearing an 11-year-old repeatedly yell "f*** and the C word, which I don't like saying, is the epitome of humor, then yes, she was hysterical. Her observations were accurate, but they were hardly original. As far as I can tell, the only thing that separated Selmak edgelord's content from all the other dumb edgy tripe was that she was a preteen girl instead of a teenage boy, which I guess makes it funny instead of cringe for a large segment of the population, because reasons. No, it's still cringe. Ding dong. However, as her channel grew, Sophia's content started to change. Not only did she change her username from Lieutenant Corbis to just Soph, but her commentary was covering entirely different topics. Instead of poking fun at YouTube creator culture, she was instead railing against Muslims, Jews, blacks, and gays. Holy shit, just going for like the cancellation speedrun. Okay. She had basically turned into the alt-right version of Greta Thunberg.
How dare you?
It's hard to say exactly where this sudden shift of tone came from. The obvious answer would be that she was parroting the shit her parents said. the obvious answer is a fucking brain tumor. But she lived in California, one of the most socially liberal states in the US. Well, yeah, but California definitely has its red spots. Like, I've got family in California, and they're pretty fucking Republican. Yeehaw! Love you, family. So while possible, it's not the most likely option. Most people seem to blame either Soph's much older brother or her friend, editor and co-writer Victor, also known as Vapor Rub Boy, for radicalizing her. It's unclear whether he was one of her friends from middle school that was a bad influence, an online friend from a less progressive part of the country, or if he was a grown-ass adult that started editing her videos and trying to exploit her to push his alt-right agenda. Vapor Rub Boy's channel was also deleted, and he was a total fucking nobody, so I can't find any information on whether or not he was another dumb edgelord kid like Soph. Regardless, Soph leaned hard into this new radical rhetoric, and people loved it. Some people anyway. YouTube CEO Susan Wojcicki certainly was not a fan, especially when Soph stated in a video, "Susan, I've known your address since last year. I've got a Luger and a mitochondrial disease. I don't care if I live. Why should I care if you live or your children? I just called an Uber. You've got about 7 minutes to draft up a will. I'm coming for you, and it ain't going to be pretty."
Whatever's wrong with you is no little thing.
What are you doing? You need to go to prison. Like, that is not banned from YouTube. That is you need to go to court. There needs to be a legal punishment for this, because that's not okay. This led to one of 2 police investigations, excellent, into the then 14-year-old girl, and it was enough to get her channel demonetized. What? That's it? He's threatening the CEO of YouTube's family with death. Jesus. But it somehow still wasn't deleted entirely. In April of 2019, another YouTuber, NFKRZ, published chat logs from a private Discord server that Soph was a member of. I know you can't say all of these things out loud, Simon, but I'm still going to provide you her complete uncensored remarks so that we can get your full reaction. Soph said, "Oh my good lord."
Holy God, I'm not reading all that.
So she's basically saying that she hates Muslims in very graphic language, that she would nuke them all, and oh wow, she uses the N-word and the P-word, and she describes them as child R-wordists, and she wants a mustachioed dude from history, but one of those for Muslims. Fuck me. This was some vile ass shit that I just read.
You need to find Jesus. That's what you can do.
This will be relevant to doing one of 2 things that will satisfy me in life. A, destroying the
And it goes on like this.
Oh wait, this is still a quote. Oh my god, okay, it's just insane. She's saying everyone should be armed. I hope that there's going to be a genocide. It's going to be great. Fuck me. So yes, needless to say, this was far cry from the gaming channel Lieutenant Corbis had started out as before going completely off the fucking rails. This controversy still wasn't enough to get the channel banned, likely because it didn't actually happen on YouTube, but all the negative attention she received was enough to get her invited onto InfoWars for an hour-long interview with Alex Jones, because of fucking course. Technically, the interview wasn't supposed to be that long, but he pushed back his second guest to talk to Soph longer since she had skipped school to be there. Throughout all of the controversies, Soph defended herself by saying it was all hyperbolic satire.
Right.
That wasn't true at all, and nobody believed it, especially since she would still justify and stand by her statements despite claiming they were just jokes. Her final video on YouTube was released on July the 31st, 2019, and it was titled Pride and Prejudice. It talked about the sexualization of minors as a symptom of the evils of homosexuality. I honestly have nothing from you surprises me anymore. Ding dong. She also began talking about things that could genuinely be seen as concerning. These actual points were then conflated with fictional scenarios from alt-right talking points to enrage the audience against alleged groomers and such. But it was the opening and closing that drew the most attention. The video opens with an ad for Soph's merch store, in which she said, "Make sure to blame me in your manifestos." This is crazy! This was just a couple of months after the Christchurch shooter name-dropped PewDiePie. Oh my god, for some reason I was thinking about that this morning and how fucked up it was. I don't know why I was thinking about that today. What a weird coincidence. So even though this comment was clearly meant as a joke, people were not thrilled. Yeah, there's some shit where it's just like, don't joke, because it's just not funny, and it's beyond cringe, it's just like inappropriate. And I know people will be like, well, Simon, that's what humor's for. It's about being inappropriate. Yeah, but some shit's just dumb. And it's like, do you want to get in trouble? Do you really want to? Plugging her channel on the alt-right video platform BitChute, stating, "Considering the shit I'm saying, I might not be on YouTube forever." She then added, "And if you hated this homophobic video and you want me gone, just remember that if you take this away from me, I will have nothing left to live for. And people who have nothing left to live for do very bad things." It's hard to say exactly what part of the video caused the most outrage, but the next day, her channel was terminated. She then tweeted a photo of herself holding a gun with the caption, "YouTube headquarters, here I come. Please someone arrest this fucking girl, please? Please? She needs to be in a facility." Eventually, she thought better of that tweet and deleted it, probably in the hopes of avoiding yet another police investigation into her threats. The whole thing is a sad and fucked up story. That said, it's extremely ironic that it was the anti-gay video that finally got her account banned, because back when she was a gamer, Sophia had mentioned in a live stream that she was dating another girl. Oh my good lord, what the fuck happened to you? What happened to your life? What happened? What happened? And that's the end of the video. This was cringe. We're the fucking government, JoJo. How do you think we got it, bitch?